section. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let me find this picture. I'm gonna put this picture up real quick. Where is that? Nope, this ain't it. Nope. I should have got this done before. Oh, here I go. Where's that? Here we go. I'm gonna put this picture up, y'all. I'm gonna put this picture up. There we go. Stormy, what's good?
She's so almondy. She's so almondy.
Oh, yeah, man.
Listen, man. It's always good. You know what? And she's got a 1,000-watt smile too, man. When she smiles, she lights the room up, man.
Sure does.
You know,
sure does. Of course, that was Vegas. Yeah, and she was by herself that was the MGM, and that was a store in there, and she was purchasing something, and she actually there was no security, and I think she was I didn't want to walk up on her while she was at the goddamn cashier.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I waited, and I'm looking around. I'm like, I can't believe nobody is approached. So I walked up on her. I said, "GWOAT," and she turned around and looked at my shirt and pointed. She said, "Hey," she knew. She knew what it was.
She knew what was up.
She knew what it was. She's pointing at the shirt. She's like, "Hey." I was like, "What up, sis?" I said, "Can I get a picture?" She said, "Hell yeah." Man, awesome, man. Such a cool and down-to-earth sister, man. Let me do this roll call real quick. The brother Great Vibes Ray, my brother Mo Boxing in the building. Salute from the UK. Exposing boxing corruption. Another brother from the UK, back-to-back. Salute. Mark Wonderlick, Slim Hussein, No Smoke in the building. Jimmy Bernard, Tywa. Salute, man. Daniel Mitchell in the building. Cedric Taylor, DP Rocker, David Scott III, Shogun. Picasso. Tay, what's going on? Unique Dawn, salute. Smash the like button. All right, I got to move it. My brother, Trick Nolte in the building, man. What's going on?
Can't you put us on the side and put her over there?
Damn, do I know how to? Let me see.
How about this, Drew? Take your picture off her, and we'll check your picture and put my picture on there with her. How about that? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Man, chilling, man.
What's good with you? How you doing, Trick?
What's going with you? I'm doing good, Sensei. How you doing? Everybody
all right.
Out in the chat, good evening.
Did you get that link that I sent you?
You know what? It did the same thing it did last time.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, what it was a link to Thursday night show. When me and Scrapbook did we did Salvador Sanchez versus Wilfredo Gomez. So it's up on the channel if you want to go and check it out. It was a great show, man. And I sent links to all you brothers, you, 78, Drew. I sent links to all you guys so y'all could catch it, you know, at your leisure.
Great show.
Yeah.
Double A
I
vibe.
said I'm gonna check it out, but it did the same thing it did last time. I could be something with my phone. I don't know. I'm not for sure.
Yeah, but well, you can still just go to the channel and watch it. You know.
Cono Loco in the building. Nah, Cono, we ain't holding this L in the Bronx, man. No. D-Man. Thomas from the Bronx. Curtis Price. What's going on, man? He said, hold that up. Nah, man. We got to make a trade. I like to make a trade. Mr. Finesse, salute. I like to make a trade. You know what? I'm not even going to. Man. Miami the Prince, salute, man. Trill Will in the building. All right, look, man. If y'all know, y'all know. I'm just gonna say, man, but that was bad. But ain't it like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it. I just find it weird that some news came out. Trick, you know what I'm talking about. I sent you that in text, right? With
Yeah.
old boy.
Yeah.
It came out during their month. I'll just say that. That's just kind of weird. You know, so I'd like to make a trade. That because that it ain't need to come out like that. Come on, dogs. That was crazy, man. Yeah. Y'all must have forgot. Yep. I'm like, bro, why now? What is going on? Whatever, man. That you know, you ever saw something and you were like one of those things, like, yo, man. Mojave Nation Sports Podcast, salute. All right, man. My brother ATL in the building. Yo, let's talk some boxing, y'all. Let's talk some boxing. Yo, old boys from the South Bronx, man. I'm from the Northeast. I don't live down there no more. Fuck. Crazy. Let's talk some boxes. Combat Tool Bag, my brother. All right. The GWOAT done did it again. Nah, Mr. Finesse, you really don't, man. It's crazy. That's why wow. The GWOAT done did it again. Listen, man. She did I don't even want to call it a rant. I was gonna call it just her speaking truth on her social media. She said, you know what? If I was a man, I'd be like the greatest of all time. And I thought about it. Like right now, if she was a dude and she was undisputed in 2 weight classes, undefeated.
Three.
I'm sorry.
I gotta correct you.
Gotta correct me. See? I'm sorry. Yep. And active in all of them, right? That's some Henry Armstrong shit. To the 10th power.
Yep. The
And
same shit that they was trying to falsify Canelo doing, right?
Yeah, right. And by the way, didn't they say that Canelo was the youngest? What was he? The youngest middleweight or something? They tried to put that on us, and that no, was it the youngest? Was it 154? I forget. But what I do know is, when I heard that news, I said that's wrong, and I did some searching. And what I'm looking for, this was years ago, when I was looking for the information, shout out to Carcino. You remember when Carcino used to talk boxing? It's right there on this page. It said, no, it was some white guy they used to fight on ESPN that held the belt. He held the belt for like 1 fight, and he lost it in defense. But that's neither here nor there. Clarissa had to go overseas with this Savannah Marshall Smoke Talk. Dr. Mark, salute. Listen, go subscribe to my brother Dr. Mark. He's right there. We got to get him to that stack. He's right there. He's in the 800s. Yo. She said, yo, look, by today's standards, you know, I'd be the greatest boxer in the world. The sad fact is that what she's doing is getting overshadowed by what is happening on the male side of the spectrum. But what's bad is we're talking more about the bullshit in boxing rather than these guys fighting. Now, her fight was already signed and sealed. She had some controversy because Hannah Gabriel couldn't keep the needle out of her ass. Now, mind you, I don't believe what she's saying. Dwayne Jones, salute. I don't believe a word she says. She said, and for those of you that don't know, she popped dirty because she was rubbing some cream, pause, on her dog's stomach, pause, and whatever the medication was got inside of her stream by way of her hands. Pause.
In other words, her and her old dude was on some freaky stuff, and she didn't wipe the KY gel off, and next thing you know, she, popped dirty.
What?
Ooh.
So yeah, with Barry Bonds.
Hanging up Barry Bonds, cream of the clear.
Yep.
And the cream was clear.
Hey, what's that song by Prince? Cream.
Word. So The reality is, Jose, what up? The reality is, yo, let me put this up there. The reality is, she's 40 years old and she was inactive for almost 2 years. So yeah, there's no doubt in my mind she was trying to get an edge. And she got caught. She got caught. And Lou DiBella saying she's the victim. Man, Lou, shut up. Stop. All right. So my concern was she was fighting at home, which is always scary. That's number one. Number two, she didn't train for her opponent. But I watched the fight when I came home, and it really didn't matter because she kicked her ass every second of that fight. And by the way, no smoke, you on point with this. Bernard Hopkins hand lotion, yeah.
Take that.
Hey, man. Look, man. Look. Oak Park, what up? I don't believe a word of it. Miami the Prince, what up? I don't believe a word of it. Clarissa, we need to, and I'm guilty because I don't think, I know I don't talk about her enough. She's in the history books, and I did a video today, and I want to remind y'all, I know Champ Side often talks about it. And he's absolutely right. Do y'all remember a certain fighter that was on the front page of Ring magazine owned by Oscar De La Hoya? Y'all remember Ronda Rousey? You remember that? She's not even a boxer. That's clear. She's not even a boxer. Puts her ass on the front page. Do you remember the media melee behind that? They legitimately gave her a chance of beating Floyd Mayweather. Dana White got on the microphone and said, hey, man, you know, in a street fight, she would handle Floyd. And then Oscar De La Hoya is now the owner of Ring, who he doesn't like Floyd. So he puts this bitch on a goddamn front cover. He said, fuck boxing. This is personal. He was taking shots at her. Jinkster got right in the goddamn ring and got her head kicked off.
Yep, Lousy Rousey.
Lousy Rousey. And,
Hey, Drew. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What I understand is Oscar doesn't like Floyd, and Oscar doesn't like Dana White. So why would he put Ronda Rousey on the front of that Ring magazine? That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Because white folks stick together.
What?
You understand me? Yeah, those white folks stick together. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. He didn't give a fuck. He don't care. He don't care. But they jinxed her ass. One loss, and she went into a full state of depression. And there goes that. And now she's doing rehearsed wrestling, WWE type stuff. And I'm not disrespecting them. I'm just saying that's where she is now. She was in the Expendables or some shit. Yo, get your money, girl. But we knew who you were. She was feeling herself. And she was another hype job by way of the fight game. Her days were numbered. Johnny Q, Cairo, salute. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. But you think Clarissa Shields, has she ever been on the front page of Ring magazine? She had to go to MMA to get a loss. She had to go to MMA to stay busy because she's done everything. Now, on the horizon, there's either a fight with Franchon Cruz Dezern, which what I prefer, or a rematch with Savannah Marshall. Here's my thing. Forget Savannah Marshall, man. If Franchon Cruz Dezern loses, fight her anyway. Break bread with your sister. Mother F that chick. Brock Lesnar's little fucking daughter, little sister, whatever the fuck she is. That bitch ugly. And I ain't afraid to say it.
But check this out. Check this out. And not to digress, because we're still on target here.
Mm-hmm.
The talk about another matchup between Clarissa and Savannah. Why Savannah ain't trying to come out the UK? Why don't somebody answer that question for us? Clarissa has already shown, and her promoter revealed at the post-fight press conference that her numbers were great. She did almost 12,000 in that Little Caesars arena. They said that they already have proof that the pay-per-view that they charged, or ticket prices, whatever they charged, have already surpassed what she did with Savannah over in the UK. And he said they'll release the numbers a little bit later, but he says they already knew before the night was over that it's already done better than over in the UK.
You want to know why Savannah Marshall don't want to come out the UK? Listen. Fair use. Was it a boy when you wanted a girl?
Jimenez.
No curls. Why Savannah won't come out the UK? Pop life. Pop life. Yeah, I'm gonna have to delete that later. But yeah. That's why. KF has salute. There he goes, my brother Art Hostage, salute. You know what? Is she on the ban list?
She should be.
She was running around with MTK Global and them motherfuckers, right? She can't fly. Oh shit!
They done trick Franchon into coming over there, but I'm sure, you know, Clarissa has hit Franchon up on what she need to know. But listen, man, I can't respect that woman when she can't leave that country. Not at all.
Hey, look. When Floyd wouldn't leave Vegas after a while, it was the biggest thing that everyone spoke about.
Yep.
No one wants to talk about this? Come on, man. I forgot all about that. She on that goddamn ban list. The only motherfucker that got off that list was Josh Taylor. He's going to be in New York next week. Salute to Josh. I hope he knocked the shit out of T.O., man. You know what? Let's go there. Salute to the GWOAT. Well, you got something to say about Clarissa? Got anything? Got anything else on Clarissa?
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's a little bit about both Clarissa and her opponent, Marcella Corneo. Corneo came out with the intentions of implementing everything that she had worked on and tried to be prepared for the fight she was preparing for and everything. Because she spoke about her punching power was coming along, her improved defense and offense. And after one round, Clarissa took all of that away from her. It was amazing to watch because it was like watching Mike Tyson in his perpetual youth when the bell would ring and he'd go out there across the ring on people and just take their soul from them. The one thing I could say about Corneo is that she was very spirited, but by the end of the second round, she knew she was not going to win that fight. And I give a lot of credit to her for not giving up, but she was leagues beneath Clarissa in ability. But you still give credit where it's due because we got guys in the men's division of boxing who will not get in there against the best. but they have records and they have highlight knockouts and stuff like that they're living off of, but they won't face the type of quality opposition that will really determine if that's who they truly are or not.
Yeah.
And here we have it, as Clarissa said prior to the fight in the press, and she said it again post-fight. Look at the women. We getting it done again. You know?
Yes.
And,
yep.
And
yep.
that I take my hat off to them for what they do. And if you look at it, you know, particularly on my channel, I'm talking about the women more and more because they deserve it and they've earned that.
Yes.
And lastly, for some people that came into the post-fight show last night and we got interrupted and I kind of like pulled off the air for a few minutes or whatever, I want to say this. You can be angry, you could be upset, you could be dismissive and don't like who Clarissa is as the world champion and the best woman boxer today, maybe of all time. Her career is still yay young. We'll find out when the day is done. But Katie Taylor fought at home and went to challenge for another title and everything, and she failed. I'm not gloating over that. I'm just saying the reality of it is this. Everybody has a ceiling. And Clarissa has yet to reach hers. You got to give this woman her respect. She is accomplishing things. This is why, another reason why, I made her my fighter of the year for 2022. I made her my fighter of the year because I'm like, this woman is stepping out where the guys are just kind of like stepping back. And it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
But these who want to say things like, well, she's in the women's, you know, keep the men and the women separate. The sport is boxing.
Yeah.
If the men want to be men, how about they act like it?
What? The sensei has spoken. You know what I just thought before I go to you, Trick? I gotta get this thought off my head. It just dawned on me. I'm reading our brother Art Hostage, Peter Fury trainer, Peter Clark coach, both banned from the U.S. for life. Clark just got out of a 12-year sentence for being a drugs godfather. Can I ask y'all a question?
Wow.
No, wait. You know what? Wait a minute. Man, fuck Australia. It just dawned on me. And salute to my people in Australia. I'm not talking about y'all fans. I'm talking about the unfairness of the government makeup out there. And salute to my brother Watcher and everybody else that watch me over there and supports me. Listen, Tyson Fury was just in Australia or talking about fighting some guy named Dempsey McKean in Australia. Tyson Fury is a criminal. He's banned. He can't come here. How the fuck were they going to let him go into Australia to defend the WBC world title, something that Mauricio Sillyman was going to allow to happen, with a guy that we never heard of? Why was that even a thought? I did a whole video on it, y'all. Nobody said anything. But Devin Haney got to fly over there, and they said, not so fast. Y'all are all felons. And y'all didn't clear that with us. As if the fight wasn't signed 2-3 months prior. They were supposed to get that shit done as soon as pen hit the paper. Wait a minute, before we sign and we come over here to fight, y'all got to go through steps before we let you in here because y'all are all felons over here. So is it different if you're a UK felon or you have felons in your camp to come over here? You're on a ban list, my man. Man, fuck Australia. That just dawned on me. You gave Devin Haney hell, in his camp hell. So you letting Tyson Fury roam around there freely, entertaining a fight with some motherfucker we never heard of?
Look at Art's next comment right there.
He says, Peter Fury just did an interview with James English, talks about his gangster past and 10 years jail as a drugs godfather. And y'all ask me what my problem is with that whole bloodline. It's fucked off. Man, come on, dogs. Shout out to Australia. Trick, man. Go ahead, brother. See?
Yeah, good points, man. And about the Clarissa Shields, you know, me personally, I don't like hometown fights too much because I always think about the time where Burt Cooper almost upset Holyfield.
Oh, man.
Remember that?
That was scary.
And Stormy, and I can remember when not Tyson Fury, Tommy Morrison had $8 million set up to fight Lennox Lewis, and Michael Benton knocked him out.
That was crazy.
Yeah. So my thing with that is, you know, if I'm an opponent, if I'm training a fighter, and I'm telling an opponent that's fighting in their backyard, you got to take the crowd out of it. And that's what. And I'm gonna go back to when Devin Haney fought George Kambosos. He took the crowd out of the fight, both fights. And I feel if that I can't say her name, Clarissa Shields, that probably would have been one of her assets going in there is trying to take the fight out of take the crowd out of the fight, so Clarissa doesn't feed off the crowd. But she's just something else in at the end of the day, man. She went out there, man, and she took it to that girl, man. And shouts out to Clarissa, and you know, and even Stormy, what you were saying about how the men are not behaving what they should be behaving. I mean, we could just go back and think of how many fights that never happened, as far as men's boxing go, and as far as women go. The only fights I can think of that never happened was like maybe Layla Ali, Ann Wolfe, Christy Martin, probably Lucia Riker. Those are like the only fights that I can recall never happened. But the men, like I say, at the end of the day, the women, they get ones that getting it done. You know, so they need to step up and do something.
Yeah, you know, there's so, like I said, when we get on here, it's refreshing to talk about the fights that are happening, and it's frustrating to talk about the fights that should be happening. You know what I mean? And women's boxing, when you look back at it, which it's not over. When I'm saying looking back, I'm saying when you look at what they've done from, I believe, like 2021 now, right? From 2021 until now, they've gotten it done, man. And this is why I need to do a better job in covering them. And outside of the big names in men's boxing, this is why, you know, Stormy and L Dub and Tay Jones, they bring you exclusives from the guys that are fighting on when the pay-per-view starts. You might get knockout of the night that's not even fucking aired. There's like 3 people in the goddamn seats with guys you never heard of. Yet, in 3 years' time, that guy will be heading that pay-per-view. But it's very, if you love the sport like you say, it's very important that you pay attention to those up-and-coming guys, the 18-year-olds, the 19-year-olds. And I'm not talking about guys that have a look and then they have a country or an island behind them and they're getting a lot of hype. Pay attention to the sport. Pay attention to what's going on. Because you got to keep in mind, everybody, these promoters and everything, it's sort of like when Michael Jordan retired, they were looking for the next Michael Jordan. How many next Michael Jordans were there? It was Grant Hill, Harold Miner, Glenn Robinson, you know?
Ron Harper.
Yeah.
And Kobe? It turned out the closest we got stylistically was Kobe.
Kobe, yeah.
You know, I was his closest one. That we'll take it. We'll take it. But you know, I mean, come on. Boxing is like that. They get behind some of these guys. Xander Zayas, he's doing pretty good so far. But he got some work to do. No, Berlanga, they already got him in the ring with Canelo. Don't do it. Do not do it. I'm gonna say it right now. Don't. Where's my brother Connell? Is he in the chat? Don't put Berlanga in the ring with Canelo, because Canelo will look like he did in 2005 on his ass. He will style on him. You remember the ass whooping he gave James Kirkland?
Right here in Houston.
Yeah, bro.
Right here in
Just
Houston.
like that. Just like that. Don't do it. Berlanga's not ready. I know he out here in New York. He got Terror Squad behind him. Do not do it. And we already saw him mentally collapse. He bit a nigga on the neck. You remember that? Berlangula. Berlangula. Look at exposing boxing corruption. He said Australia is just a British dumping ground. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. I gotta find that clip. Where is that? Yo, he said, where is that? Berlangula. That shit. Y'all remember when I did that? Where is that? I was watching that. That was on ESPN, was it not? Man, he bit that fool on the neck. I said, what the hell?
I want to drink your blood.
I want to drink your blood. I want to drink your blood. I said, did he bite him? And did they take his purse? They did something to him, right?
Count Berlangula.
Didn't they take his purse?
I think they suspended him. I think they suspended him. They might have took his purse too. Anybody in the chat may know?
Anybody in chat? I think they either fined him or they took his purse. That was ridiculous.
Well, they should have taken his purse because don't they always tell to take the black athlete's money? Take his money. Take it. Drew, you talked about that, right? They all first
take his money.
Take his money.
He should never fight again. Take his money. Take his money. He should never, man. We
take
can't
his Heisman back. Take his Heisman back, his college awards, everything. Yep. Take it. Ruin him.
Take it all. He don't deserve it. He don't need it. He should never fight again. Yeah, until something strange happened to the fighters that they support. Funny stuff, man. Low class stuff, man. So I ain't know whether to make heads or tails of it. I said, did he just bite this dude? I'm sorry, I'm looking for this clip. I'm like, he just bit homie on the neck. Fucking bit him.
Hey, Stormy and Drew, who's the first fighter y'all seen get bit in the ring?
That was Andrew Galata. He bit this.
Samson Poole, Andrew Galata.
There you go, Samson Poole.
That's it.
Tuesday night fights.
Yep. Tuesday night fights. Yeah, that's it. He bit him on the neck.
Yep. And then he bit Donnell Nicholson. I think Michael bit Herbie Hyde. Tyson bit Holyfield. Yeah, that's a bite fest, man.
What in the name of vampire? Where the hell is it? I know I got it.
Yeah, good.
I know I got it.
There's been some crazy shit happen in boxing.
We should make a suggestion. We know they got VADA testing. They might want to have rabies testing.
Oh man, yeah,
rabid boxing.
They might need that. Where the fuck is
rabid
it? I know I got
testing. RBT.
But Tyson got to be the worst because when he bit Holyfield's ear the first time, and listen to me saying it, the first time. When he bit his ear the first time, he took a chunk out, right?
Uh-huh.
And Mills Lane stopped the action and everything. He looked at Holyfield. He was like, look, he bit his ear. Tyson said, that was a punch. Mills Lane said, bullshit.
Bullshit, man.
He said, he bit his ear. That's a 2-point deduction. He said, once again, and you out of here. Tyson goes right back out there and bit Holyfield on the other ear.
Bit him again.
That mark was savage.
Man, bit his ass. I was like, yo, seriously, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? Wait, I found it. I gotta move that. Let me put this in here.
Count Berlangula.
Here it is. It's loading, y'all. This was funny. While this is loading, y'all, the sensei got something cooking for y'all. He got something cooking. Pay attention, y'all. Seconds. Listen. Sensei is going to be putting together shorts explaining every knockout you could think of. Every knockout you could think of. He's going to be wrapping them up in under 30 seconds. All right? They're going to be quick. They're going to be fast. They're going to be popping up like wildfires. You understand? Yes, sir. Y'all, I found it, y'all. Pete.
7th round. Does he attempt to bite him here on the shoulder?
Oh, yes, he did. And you see the reaction.
Vampire in Puerto Rico.
Y'all make sure y'all follow the Sensei. Seconds. Oh my God. 30 seconds with Stormy.
That's gonna be dope.
That's gonna be dope, son. He bit this motherfucker right on the goddamn. I couldn't believe that shit. I said, yo, he's winning. Why is he? What is he doing? Well, Belangula, stay away from Canelo, man. Because if you, I don't even remember the dude's name. If you have to bite him, you're gonna have to fucking bring a machete in the ring for Canelo. Canelo's gonna beat his ass badly. Don't do it. I know they're thinking dollar signs. You know, Puerto Rico versus Mexico might bring them to Brooklyn to do it. It'll be a sellout. It'll be one of the worst ass whoopings you could ever see. Don't do it. He's not ready. He's still cooking. You just put the turkey in the oven. And by the time he's ready, Canelo might be on his way out the door. That's just my opinion. What are your thoughts on that, Trick?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good fight for them to put on Berlanga there with Canelo at this stage of his career. You see, he just bit that dude. He was frustrated because there was some resistance. What are you gonna do with Canelo? He going to headhunt Canelo and can't hit Canelo. Canelo starts countering him, you know, and going to his body. So no, I don't want to see that fight, man. That's gonna be. Come out.
I just got him, man. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. But I had to get him, man. I had to get him.
Yeah.
I had to get him.
I mean, look. And then, of course, he follows up with this. See? Did we mention anything about anything? This dude is in his feelings over something that she said because she's trying to promote herself. And I'm not going to stoop down to that level. I'm not.
Listen, man, why y'all timing out races? Get rid of them.
Yeah. Once they come in here with that, I got like 500 wrenches. Now y'all can get y'all practicing. Bang on them. Just bang on them. I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. Here I am, and it's funny how he put that, and I'm talking about how Canelo will style on Berlanga.
Yeah, that's how you know he races. So just
exactly.
Stop with the timing out. Just be gone, because the timing out makes it spam in the chat, bro.
Yeah. Just bang on them and get them out of there. Anyway, now that we got the children out, there'll be more.
Hey, Drew, Jimmy Bernard said that
I was about to go right there.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a good fight.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good fight. Jaime, he's been screaming that he's next up. When he wanted to be next up, they were trying to make him versus Triple G. At that time, I didn't think he was ready for Triple G.
I think gotta hope he get past Derenchenko.
Yeah. Oh man, Stormy, talk about that because that's a good fight.
That's a good fight.
Man.
Devin Finko realizes that this might be the last chance at getting a title shot, and he's a dangerous opponent because a lot of people feel he beat Triple G in that fight that they had. The decision just went the wrong way. And let me say this, Jaime Munguia, remember, most of the guys he's beating are like guys over the hill, never were going to be much of anything or past it or whatever. We don't know about Devenchenko because he's more than capable. That is not a cakewalk by any means. I got a video coming up about it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. I wouldn't call him a fall guy right now, and he's not important enough. I know PJ said he's paid off. I don't think he's important enough. Terrence, what up? I don't think he's important enough to be paid off, but he can be a spoiler. He can be a spoiler, and if your game ain't correct, he can really fuck your shit up. If you're trying to do something.
Gabe Rosado had a couple of moments against Jaime when they fought.
He did.
He had a couple of moments. It's just that Gabe was kind of really, long in the tooth. He a lot of tough fights and everything. But
yeah,
hey, man.
Gabe gets a lot of opportunities, don't he?
Well, he did. Yeah, he's retired now, but officially. But it's like he did. He got a lot of opportunities because you know what? He's a consummate pro. He would show up and fight.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are dogged and pack it in and stuff like that. That's why I was so furious that they gave Danny Jacobs that decision over him, because I know how hard he worked to come back for that fight. And instead of trying to win the fight on ability and skills and things like that, Danny was in there doing illegal and dirty tactics, trying to cut the guy and rubbing across his eyes and stuff.
He cut easy too.
Because he used to cut easy, but he had said he had some corrective surgery to get rid of that. And he really hadn't cut since he had that surgery. He might get some swelling and stuff, but he wasn't cutting. But that fight against Danny, man, I wish he had got that decision. I really do.
Gabe already, he spoiled. Who's that? Was that the Russian dude or Ukrainian dude he spoiled?
Back to bully, yeah.
He knocked his ass out clean too. That was crazy. And he was, if you put money on that fight, I don't remember the odds, but Gabe hit him and he didn't even know he caught him that hard until you saw how he fell. I was like, oh no! Set his ass back. Dude came back and won his last fight, but
well, he came back and won the rematch against Gabe, but that was like what, a year removed, almost 2 years removed that they fought the rematch.
Yeah. That was.
And Gabe has fought in between the fight with Beck the Bully and the rematch with Beck the Bully. Gabe had fought guys like Jaime Munguia and Shane Mosley Jr. It's like it ain't like he went and fought bum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He came back fighting quality fighters.
Yeah. Yep. If you look at Gabe's resume,
fought Jamal Charlo.
Yeah. If you look at Gabe's resume, you'd be like, well, damn, he's been around the block. Well, let's move over to next week. I see Rick Hill. I was just going there, Rick. Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. Who you got and why? I'm gonna go with Trick first. Who you got and why?
I like Josh Taylor. When I look at him, I see a combination of Carl Froch and Joe Calzaghe kind of combined. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I
see a little bit of both in him. And Teofimo Lopez, I don't know. I'm just rolling with Josh Taylor. I just think he's the better fighter, gonna be the stronger fighter. Teo's gonna be in there with a two-handed southpaw that can punch with both hands, volume puncher. And I think once Josh Taylor starts backing him up, Teo's gonna have to come up with a plan some kind of way, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. I got Josh Taylor by unanimous decision.
Okay. I'm gonna give my opinion. I'm gonna save Stormy for last. Let me put aside what I don't like about T.O. personally. All right, I ain't got to talk about that. Y'all already know. Stylistically, I don't think this is a good matchup for him. He's fighting a real guy at 140, and all the guys that really make 140 walk around at 150. You understand? So that's an interesting analogy you said. He's like a mixture of Carl Froch and Joe Calzaghe. He has a high punch output. He's strong, he's tough, and he really likes to fight. And plus, leading up to this, he's pissed off. He's pissed off. I went and Stormy told me about the press conference they had, or I think over Zoom or something. And I went back and watched it, and he stormed off. I said, wow. And he's not he don't strike me as a reckless kind of guy. He's going to put an educated beat down. And another thing is Tay Jones in the building. Salute. Shogun. D Free. I see y'all. Another thing is that now it seems that T.O. is putting out a built-in excuse. All right. This fool put it out there that his wife has taken the kid from him. It's taken half his stuff. You know what I mean? And he's like, yo, I'm still learning. No, you're grown, my man. Listen, for anybody to give you a pass on life, and I'm just going to talk about out of the ring shit for a second. For anyone to give you a pass on making a horrible choice, for me as a man to brush that off on you, just to brush it off and say, hey man, no big deal. For me to do that for you is just as fruitless as when a woman says, hey man, you know, my daughter's 10 years old, but I had you live and learn. I was young. How old are you? You're 31. You had your daughter when you was 21. No, you was fucking grown. You was an idiot though, but you was grown. T.O., your whole family told you not to deal with that girl. You dealt with her, you knocked her up, and now she's taking half your shit. Deal with it. Canelo, his brother got kidnapped before a championship bout. That's a true story. He went and fought and won and got his brother back. He didn't complain once. He wasn't on interviews talking about it. It just came out and he was like, yeah, that happened. Moving on. So if you lose half your shit, keep fighting until you get half your shit back. Stop complaining. Because all I'm remembering is after your last fight, you're standing there after you fought Sandro Martin. Do I still got it? Then you on someone's show capping, talking about, hey, I said that on purpose. No, man, dude. You need to come in this ring with your head straight. Because Josh will knock it off. Now, who am I picking in this fight? I'm picking Josh Taylor. The sexy thing to say is unanimous decision, but I think Josh is going to go for the kill when he feels T.O.'s hurt. He's going to go for the kill. And again, the sexy thing to say is UD, but I won't be surprised if he don't answer the bell for round 10 or 11. I won't be surprised if the beating is so severe that his father says, you know what, before you get knocked on your ass, because this is not a Cambosa situation, because T.O.'s power almost got him a win against Cambozo in New York, right? This won't be the case. If he gets dumped on his head early in the fight and T.O. has to fight off the back foot, I don't see him being able to do that against a naturally bigger and stronger guy. And before things get worse, if he gets out of round where he's hurt real bad, I see Senior stopping it. Now, here's my disclaimer. It's boxing. I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion. And with that, we're going to go to the sensei, man. What you got? How does this play out?
Well, I'm glad that we get a chance to see. I guess this is Top Rank's version of All Access with these guys on the show. That first one, Tough Talk or whatever they call it, which actually debuted this morning. They showed the complete interview where Josh walks out. It's on Top Rank's YouTube channel. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please do. And the reason that Taylor walked out was this guy, T.O., is such a prima donna. He was sitting there antagonizing the situation. I understood that he was trying to talk jive and everything, but he really sounded foolish. Like there was a moment where he talked about Josh getting a new trainer because Ben Davison was working with Josh at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's got a new trainer. So he's like, why you change your trainer, bro? That shows a weakness in you. And then he was like, Josh was talking about, well, you probably need a new trainer, you know. And he's like, well, my dad is the best trainer, you know. He was like, he's always teaching me stuff every day and this and that. And he was like, sometimes I'm surprised by what he's showing me. And I was listening to what T.O. was saying. And I felt a lot like Josh Taylor was feeling, like this guy's an idiot. You know what I mean? The way he was talking. But I also learned something about Taylor and the Catterall situation. Mm-hmm. After he beat, who was that? Was that Linares? Who did he win that last title to become undisputed? Taylor.
Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez, yeah.
Here we go. He said he celebrated a little bit too much and he got a little out of shape and everything. So when he went into the fight against Catterall, he really wasn't at his best. This is his explanation. I'm not saying it, nor am I aligning with the thought process.
Right.
It explains a lot because the Catterall fight was a lot closer and many people feel that Catterall won. And then seeing that he didn't go into an immediate rematch with Catterall, he originally was saying that he wanted to pull him up to a catch weight without the titles on the line and all of that. And that really made it look bad. And then they went around and they found T.O. to have this fight. So going around that long route, it tells me something about Taylor. You know, I talk about accountability on my channel all the time. I do consider that accountability where he's admitting that he celebrated, got too full of himself and everything, and, had to be brought down. Now, this is the first fight since all of that. So there are some question marks on the table for him. He's 32 years old, so he's still in his prime. He hasn't come out of the prime yet, because after you go past 32, that's when you exit in the prime. T.O. is 24, 25, and he's not in his prime, but he's already had some questionable circumstances. And he also has had some fights that could have been considered losses on his record.
Yeah.
And even the Sandor Martin fight, he was dropped a couple of times, and Sandor Martin is not a big puncher.
Nope.
Listen, man, Sandor Martin was a southpaw too, right?
Yep. Uh-oh.
Taylor is a southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
This is lining up to be a great lesson for T.O. But like I said, you still have to consider Taylor entering this situation with the problems that he's had. If he's kicked those habits, if he's gotten back into the groove of world class, this should be a wash for him. But always remember in the back of your mind what he admitted to. And remember, just because you admit it don't mean you over it, right? If you if you can admit, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Well, when was your last drink? 2 days ago. You got a problem, bro. So, that's how I'm handicapping it. But I favor Taylor. I favor his experience. And I favor the fact that he should be able to sniff out Teofimo's BS in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Because George Kambosos was able to sniff it out. But he didn't have the talent to really slam it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he beat him because he fought him and fought back and stuff like that. But he almost lost himself. in
He
that
almost
fight.
messed it up. He almost blew it.
But Josh Taylor is no George Kambosos. Not in the least, not in a little bit. And let's look at this last factor. 140 pounds, junior welterweight, a natural 140 pounder. This man went through that super tournament and everything. He faced off much more better quality opposition, and T.O. is moving up to this weight against a real veteran fighter who ain't gonna take it easy on him like Sandor Martin did. So those are my thoughts on it. And like I said, I do favor Josh Taylor.
Yeah, Josh. He ain't coming in there to goof around with him, man, at all. He ain't coming in there to goof around with him, man. He's gonna. I'm not gonna be surprised if at the championship rounds, when it's getting too bad, T.O. doesn't want to even answer the bell because they see it coming. And shout out
if
to
he doesn't answer the bell, look for some kind of excuse, like he threw his shoulder out, he hurt his hand, some type of injury or something like that. Because this is what those kind of guys do, huh?
Yeah.
The bluffers always find a way to come up with something like that.
Yeah, I agree, man. My brother No Smoke, he said, let's see if Tia Female can gather Puerto Rican crowd like he wanted after Cotto. Man, I doubt it. But I think they're going to sell. Well, you're going to see a lot of Scottish people. There's people in New York you never know. Man, there's going to be a lot of Scottish people in there, man. I mean, I don't know what fan base is going to be there for T.O. That's just his cats from Brooklyn, man. Clarence, what up, man? You know, look, man.
And there's a lot of people out there that don't like T.O., man.
They don't.
I was listening to the looking at the comment section on that Top Rank show with dude, they were going in on his butt.
Bro,
they really
don't like T.O., man. T.O.'s not. Look, if you're a T.O. fan, that's cool in the gang, but he ruffled a lot of feathers, man, with his mouth, just saying like a lot of off the wall stuff. You know what I'm saying? And his fugazi demeanor before and after fights, man, he's really not a likable person. You know, y'all know why I don't fuck with him. Y'all know why. It's the Devin Haney thing, and then they tried to freeze out Devin. Y'all know that. But that bullshit aside, like I like to say, bullshit aside, I really got Taylor whooping his ass. I mean, this is going to be an ass whooping like you couldn't believe. You know what I mean? And I saw someone ask in the chat earlier, y'all know who the referee is going to be? Because that could play a factor. I don't know. Somebody tell me who the referee is going to be. You know, but I don't know if he's going to be in New York, but technically he's not fighting at home. He's not. Listen, man.
That comment in the chat there by Thomas from the Bronx. T.O. even says something about the kilt that Taylor.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he said something about the kilt. He called it a dress or a skirt or something. And the thing is, listen, you're disrespecting the Scottish people's culture, bro. If you want to holler about culture,
do that, man.
You're disrespecting those people's culture when you talk about that. And there's many a Scot person that will put their foot in your behind. Those people will fight to the death. You ever heard of William Wallace?
He was no fucking joke.
Go watch that movie. What was it? Braveheart. That Mel Gibson played. Those were Scottish people. That man struck so much fear in the people in that kingdom that when they murdered him, they had his body scattered through the four corners of their continent because they was just hoping that he wouldn't come back.
Yo, I didn't know that. He disrespected the kilt.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
Chill, man.
That's like religion, man. That's like their religion.
Yes, yeah, man. That's like their culture. You don't do that shit, man. I mean,
culture, religion. Yeah.
One thing we do is keep it real, right? This is why now, for those of you racists out there watching right now, when we talked about what he was saying about blacks, we were supposed to talk about that. We were supposed to put that down. Now he says something about these people. Where y'all at?
Where y'all at?
Where
the Scottish
say
fans at?
something about it. And I said something about it because my mind allows me to go straight to the truth about things. And that's all the reason in the world for that boy on the 10th of June to have a foot shoved so far up his ass that his breath smell like shoe polish. Period.
Where the racists at? I'm just curious, man. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear him. He said something about the damn kilt, man. Stop, dude. There's certain things you just don't say. You understand? There's certain things you don't do. I mean, you could clown someone without clowning their entire ethnicity. So now what do we got? He's saying that Top Rank sees more value in black fighters than in him. And we know that that's BS. And now he's clowning about a kilt. Yep. But a few years ago, he said when Miguel Cotto retires, he wanted to inherit all the Puerto Rican fans and fight on the eve of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And he's by way of Honduras. What do you think this is? Just because you speak the same language, what? All Latinos, they don't know the difference? Trust me, they do. And you don't fit the mold. He's just not a likable person. Now, I'm trying to just talk about boxing here, but it's hard to talk about just boxing when he's done so much crap. Now, he better not get in there and fuck around and lose. Because I'm going to tell you this much. If it goes to the cards, unless he knocks Josh Taylor down 3 or 4 times, he might not get the nod because you're just a dick. And this is your last fight on Top Rank. You made that very clear. You made that very clear. You know, Tio needs a knockout to win this fight. He absolutely does. And I'm not my thing with my concern. Y'all remember my concern with Josh Taylor? Y'all remember a video I did? Josh Taylor, position of power. What was my fear? I said, man, not to say he's a bad fighter, but my concern is he's undisputed now. He had a harder route to get those 4 belts, and he did it. All he got to do is say, I'm going to 147 and I want Errol Spence. And that fight's done. And he got the complexion for the protection. He'll get America back in him. But who? That was my concern. He will overshadow. If all Josh Taylor had to do last year was say, I'm going to 147 for Errol, everyone would be like, Bud who? Oh, well, Bud could beat him. Well, guess what? He's also undisputed. Well, Bud did it first, but Bud didn't have... Who had a harder, Ramirez or Ndongo? Do I have to say anything else? Ramirez or Ndongo? Ramirez or Prograis? Come on. Josh had a harder way to go. And my fear was, all he had to do was take his ass up to 147, and that'll be the end of it. And everyone would be like, Bud who? This guy's a legitimate threat. Now, the business... took those belts off of him. But the point is, he did it already. He never lost those belts. The belts were just lifted off of him. Tio's going to have a problem, man. He's going to have a big, big problem. Next week, Sunday, I'm interested in what kind of conversation we're going to have. Either Tio's going to win or he's going to lose. You know what would be crazy? If it goes UD and we watched it and said, you know what? I think Tio won this. And he loses on all 3 cards. Hey, man. Hey. Why would you piss off the Bob father? Who does that? Did Devin do that? No. He said, hey, man, I'm having a good time. Top Rank's treating me well. Can I get Shakur? Ah, la, la, la. I can't hear you, Bill. La, 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 la. I can't hear you.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait. Hey, can Devin get a Shakur fight, Bob?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, my God. Tio, you thought you was going to get a win against Kambosos? Hey, Tio, listen. Hey, Tio, check it out. Just me and you in it. Do you really think Top Rank puts black fighters ahead of you as far as marketing? No. That's a negative, K. That's a negative. You are where you are because of what you did. You stupid ass. My God. Let's go somewhere else with it. Let's go somewhere else with it. News came out fairly recently. I just saw it today. The General did a video on it. I did a short on it. Macadon One, good to see you. Albadordi. If I miss you in the chat, just know I love you. Alexander Usyk. Yeah, that guy. Listen, man, I tried. You know, I supported Usyk. I gave him all of his roses. And for some strange ass reason, this guy, he does not want to get busy in that ring with guess who. Now listen, I'm about to play a short clip. And let me just go on record by saying this. Let me go on record by saying this. And Tay Jones is in the building. And let me tell you, when I tell y'all I'm not at liberty to say a lot of things, I get news and I'm not at liberty. I could say it now. Tay Jones has been on this motherfucker bumper. Whole bomb squad been on his bumper forever. And he stuck with it and said, this boy don't want to fight. And for you Usyk fans that just popped up out of nowhere, listen, man. I knew there was something fishy when he was supposed to be in Brooklyn in October. And we were all waiting for him. And I looked at my phone. He's in California. I said, man, he's 4 hours away on the plane. What the fuck's he doing over there? He had no intentions of showing up. He's scared, y'all. Y'all don't believe me? Here you go.
Will believe at some point you'll fight Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Who do you believe is the more difficult fight for you?
Я думаю, що з Вайлдером.
I think Wilder.
Why?
Чому?
Because.
Just because.
Just because. Well, I hope we get to find out the answer to both of those questions.
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Because.
Чому?
Because.
In Russian, that means because Wilder will beat your ass. I looked it up. That's why I put that at the end of my video. Trick, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's the reason why he wants to fight. What's the guy's name? Daniel Dubois. You know, Dubois. I mean, what can I say about him? I mean, he's a big guy, strong guy, don't have the best feet, and Alexander Usyk will just box circles around him. He could stay away from the guy's power, but with Wilder in that situation, even though he can probably try to stay away from the power, it's just one time he just gets touched. And I saw when Anthony Joshua was hitting him with right hands, he was backing him up and he was hurting him. Those are right hands. One time from Wilder, he may hit him, he may not get up. So yeah, I see Wilder. If I see that fight playing out, I think Wilder will stop him somewhere between 5 and 6 rounds, if not earlier. I mean, it's just a matter of fact of Alexander Usyk. He might want to get brave and stand in front of Wilder and try to, box and try to slug it out with him. And Wilder hit him and it's over with. He just may feel that way, because I guess he has that, the way he boxes or whatever. But I don't think he wants to fight Wilder. Like I say, he's fighting. If he is fighting Daniel Dubois, why fight that fight? There's nothing to get out of that fight, you know. So if they do fight, I got Wilder stopping Usyk anywhere, if not early, somewhere between 5 to 6 rounds, somewhere up in there. Get him out of that one shot.
You know what the irony is about Wilder knocking dudes out? Rarely has he hit somebody flush.
Thank you.
A lot of the punches are kind of like off the side and glancing blows and stuff. When he knocked out King Kong Ortiz in their rematch, that was a flush punch to the forehead.
My God.
That's why King Kong had that dazed look on the canvas when his legs was folded and he was like, his eyes was looking off to the side, because Wilder, that punch had just landed solidly on the forehead. That's why he knocked all the Jerry curl juice and the moisture out of the dude's head with that shot. But imagine if he hits people with a flush shot, he might kill a guy. Seriously.
Damn.
When he knocked out Brazil, that was a glancing blow. He didn't catch all the chin. He kind of got in there, but not the whole thing. Same thing with what's his name? The one that Spilka.
That
he kind of caught him coming in, but it wasn't like flush.
Mm-hmm.
If he catches one of these men flush, it may be over.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh, and salute to Willie Lowe. Today's his birthday.
Oh man, happy birthday to Willie Lowe,
Salute
man.
to Willie Lowe. It's his born day. Yeah, man. All that dancing and clowning and smiling he was doing with AJ, he won't be able to pull that off with Deontay. He's a different person. He's a different person, man. And Usyk don't want no parts of that. And I can't bring up Usyk without bringing up everything else that's happening. Usyk and Fury have legitimately held up the goddamn division. But not really. You know why? I'll tell you. You got Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, one fight away from undisputed. They couldn't agree to anything and no one cared. There's no uproar on ESPN. There's no uproar on Fox. There's no uproar on the internet. We're looking at it and saying, see, nobody cares. I want to see what it would happen, but they're not fighting. Everyone's like, so what? But AJ, if I read correctly, he just told Fury, go F yourself. I'm not fighting you in September. I'm going to hold out and fight Deontay in December. How about that? There's more buzz for a fight between two black fighters that should have actually fought 4 years ago when they had those belts. And now here they are. Everybody got a loss now. Okay, bullshit aside. Everybody got a loss. And now that fight, everyone is looking forward to that fight more than an undisputed matchup between Usyk and Fury. Shout out to Abel Sanchez, or I call him Fable Sanchez. Black fighters don't sell.
What?
Draw 631. That was Sergey Lahovich. And that was scary because I thought he killed him. I saw that live. Soul Power salute. I saw that live. When he hit Lahovich, I didn't even think he caught him flush.
Dude, that was Julian Jackson-esque.
Yeah.
When he hit that dude, man.
When you on the floor and you doing all this shit, that's scary. Because you're concerned about when he stops moving. Is he all right? He hit him into a goddamn seizure. Eric Jordan, salute. Anthony, what up? That was crazy. So yeah, there goes that black fighters don't sell and all this other nonsense that they talked about. There's more buzz about Wilder versus AJ than it is about an undisputed matchup between Usyk and Fury. Take that.
True. Where's that fight gonna take place if they fight? Anybody know?
Saudi.
Saudi. Okay.
Yeah. Salute Eric in the Strong House. Super chats will be back this month, y'all. They're updating the system. I got 2 monetized channels. And when you add something into your we add a new channel into your AdSense, they freeze the upgrades for 32 days. You can't make any changes for 32 days. That's why. So that'll be back. Don't worry about that.
And one thing too, True. It's funny how Abel Sanchez says black fighters don't sell, but he didn't have any problem taking Terry Norris's money.
Oh shit! I forgot he was Terry Norris. Man, Terry Norris is fucked up because he's a shitty trainer. How about that, Abel? How about that? Did you train Terry Norris? Did you train Golovkin how to fight like Terry Norris?
He sure did.
No. Man, that was poetic justice. Stuck him. He said, "Oh, I felt like I lost a son when Gennady Golovkin left me." No, man. Gennady Golovkin got a twin brother. A lot of y'all don't know that. He got a twin brother. They know who their father is. And when he got that DAZN bread, he said, "Peace a la pork chop." Got out of there.
No, he may have said, "Hasta la vista."
Hasta la vista, baby. And what have you done since then? Dominic Brazil versus Otto Von Linden. We saw how that turned out. He beat Brazil like a drum. Drumline that ass. You understand? You understand me? But it's funny how boxing is boxing's in a good place right now. Things are getting done. I'm actually looking forward to AJ versus Deontay. I'm looking forward to that. I actually don't give a shit if this guy don't get it done. Usyk versus Fury. I actually don't care because now I can officially say Usyk is. Well, I've been saying it, but now the cat's out the bag. He's a duck, y'all. He's a duck, and there's nothing you can do about it. He's a duck. So now, last thing I want to talk about, Mind of Master Musa. Jay, what up? It was brought to our attention that the business has officially made Benavidez Canelo's mandatory. And did the PBC just offer Canelo $50 million again? The second time now, y'all. It's the second time. So, Canelo fans, what are you going to do? Trick, what does Canelo do now?
Well, this is the second time he's been offered the fight. I think the first time it was a package with
he fight deal.
Jamal Charlo and Earl was on it as well.
Errol and David.
And Earl. Benefits. Yeah, it was 3.
Yep.
I'm not for sure how much the money was, but on this specific offer, is it just one fight?
Or I think it's. I didn't hear anything else about a long-term deal. Okay. But if it's $50 million for one fight, this is a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win. This is my thing, man. Canelo Alvarez has lost a lot of respect from the great Mexican fighters. I remember Chavez doing an interview, and I remember Chavez was saying, myself, Eric Morales, Antonio Barrera, we fought the great black fighters in our era. Yeah, Marquez, we fought the great fighters in our era, black fighters. Oscar De La Hoya fought the best black fighters in this era. And Canelo has not done that. He even started at 154. That was him, Jamal Charlo, Jamel, and Demetrius Andrade. And I remember when Oscar De La Hoya had said that he was going to try to put Canelo and Jamel Charlo in the Reliance Stadium here in Houston. Charlo got the black fans. Canelo got the Mexican fans. We're going to try to make the fight happen. So when they start doing it, getting it ready to make the fight happen, I heard Jermell was training, and Jermell gets a call at the gym saying that the Canelo's going a different way. He's going to fight James Kirkland. That's how we got the James Kirkland fight. And Jermell was so mad. That's why Jermell, if you ask him anything about Canelo or Golden Boy, he's going to go off. And that's the fight that we should have got a long time ago at 154 pounds. Now we're moving up, going up. He ended up fighting Danny Jacobs. We'll say he didn't want to fight any blood. He fought Danny Jacobs, but what's the lesser of two evils? You got an active Charlo at the time or that Danny Jacobs. So they went after Danny Jacobs. And I'm just kind of moving up the ladder a little bit. So now, all the stuff going on. He needs to fight David Benavidez because he's lost a lot of respect with the Mexican legends and with the Mexican fans. I mean, like down here in Houston, there's a lot of Canelo fans, but now they're starting to turn on him because they feel that he needs to fight a David Benavidez, and he needs to fight him. I don't feel that fight is off as a lot of people think. I think Canelo can be successful in that fight, but the way he fought against Bivol, he can't do it against Benavidez at all. He'll get ran down all day. But I do favor David Benavidez in that fight. I think he'll just back Canelo up and just stick it to him, and I just think it's about time for Canelo to get out of the sport. It's just my opinion. So I got David Benavidez. If they fight or be like Canelo, pull a Chavez, just don't come off the stool.
Yeah. And what better way to lose, man? They talk about Floyd Mayweather never passing the torch to another black fighter. Yeah. It looks like Canelo don't want to pass it to a half Mexican fighter. Do it.
There you go.
Stormy, your thoughts on that?
I think this dude has been backed into a corner, and I still think he's going to rail and buck against the system. He doesn't want to get in the ring with Benavidez at all.
No,
he doesn't want to get in the ring with anyone who may have an opportunity to defeat him. And that's about 3 different fighters: Benavidez, Charlo, and Andre. He ain't trying to fight either of those 3 guys because the styles that they have, he no longer has what it takes to compete with them for 12 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
If he had fought them a few years ago, he would have fared a little bit better, but still a possibility of losing. But now, because the erosion of his skills, the fact that he's gotten a little bit inflated with the success of the overpayments that he's received, he doesn't have anything to fight for anymore. He's not hungry anymore. It's like Mickey told Rocky, "You got civilized, kid." And he walk around in silk pajamas, coming to the press conferences and weigh-ins with his designer shades on. He's playing golf and riding on his yacht and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's nice. The spoils of success. But in order to remain successful, to remain on the top, look at Ali. Ali could afford all of those things and more, but he was still beating up people, stopping new eras and everything else because he, at the core, was a fighter and believed himself to be a champion and the best. Mm-hmm. And that went until everything fell apart in him as a fighter. You know what I mean? When his abilities just, the erosion, it went away. Mm-hmm. When he signed to fight Larry Holmes, he still thought Larry Holmes was the guy who back in 1974 was a sparring partner helping him get ready for George Foreman in Zaire. He felt that he could still whoop him. And, and Larry Holmes beat the crap out of Ali. Mm-hmm. All the while pulling punches.
Yeah.
But see, Canelo is at that stage. But what the worst part for him is this: he still wants them to pay him royally for fighting nobodies. Nobodies. That's the worst part of it all. Come on, Avni Yildirim, man. Seriously? Man. It would have been better if he had taken what's his name? Durrell.
Yeah,
as an opponent on that night, who actually fought on another card
that same night. That same night.
he would have been better off facing Darrell instead of Yildirim. And they overpaid him. He made like $30 to $40 million for that fight. Seriously. So, you know, my thoughts are the guy really should pack it in because he doesn't want to fight these other people. It's like you can't force him to do it, but I don't want to see these sanctioning bodies still come up with excuses and make provisions and detours and side tracks for him to be able to escape the wrath of an ass whooping. Because at the end of the day, that's all it is. An ass whooping. And the thing is, you stay in this game long enough, you get yours. Huh?
Yep. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. I don't think he wants to fight this guy. I don't think he wants to fight. Ducking Andre, ducking 2 Charlos, rematch with Lara. Then when he thought it was sweet, Benavidez pops up on us. He popped up, but trust me, these guys, they knew who's coming up in the rankings, and they knew about Benavidez for a long time. So he just doesn't want to do it, and he's pulling up these excuses about I don't want to fight Mexican fighters. Bullshit, man. And to the Canelo Man fans, I'm telling you guys, man, your luck has ran out. Your luck has ran out. It's over with. All right. There's no more excuses. What has he done and he doesn't deserve a Canelo fight? Bullshit. Once Canelo decided to fight Avni Yildirim, he disarmed all of those arguments that y'all thought y'all had. That shit is over now. It's over.
And when he ducking Benavidez by trying to claim that he represents Mexico and everything. So what in the hell are all the great, potentially great and upcoming future fighters at the weight class that are Mexican? What are they supposed to do? What are they supposed? They're supposed to just sit around and just wait till he say I'm
kiss his
done?
ass. And,
You know
and
what I
like,
mean?
yeah, and like I said,
Listen, every time you see, and it doesn't matter which weight class it is, every time you see the Mexican fighters get in there against one another, it's a freaking battle. It's a battle. I don't care what weight class it is. It could be 2 guys with records of 16 and 15. You understand?
Didn't Morales and Barrera first fight like on Friday night fights or something, or Tuesday night fights or something?
No, it was on HBO.
It was on HBO?
Yeah.
Man.
But one was a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah,
not the first one.
The second one was pay-per-view, I think.
The first one, I didn't know it was going to be that good. And those guys hated each other. They hated each other. 2 Mexicans. Now imagine if they didn't fight. Imagine, now watch this. I always talk about what if black fighters said, we're not fighting each other. What if the Mexicans said they didn't do that? Marquez fought everybody over there. Barrera, I think Barrera fought everybody there too, right?
See, if he had never started campaigning saying that stuff that I represent Mexico and have went ahead and fought Benavidez would have did nothing but just inherit some of the fanfare. But
Right.
because he's hidden behind this thing of like, I'm the only Mexican fighter here. Dude, let me tell you something. Those people have pride like everybody else.
Yeah.
And the real fighters, they know the difference. And he has made himself look like a serious ass. That's why I say he should just retire. Look at how he shot himself in the foot over the Bivol situation with a rematch. He tried to go out there and fight Triple G, thinking that he'll be able to wash Triple G, but it turned out that he was every bit as washed up as Triple G.
Yeah.
So, 2 of them was in there looking like 2 old dudes, right? Now, so he still won the fight, got the decision, but he looked bad doing it. So now a Bivol fight rematch looks worse to wear because Bivol really handled him. Now Bivol is talking about, I'll fight you at your weight class and take your belts. And the doo-doo starts dropping out his underwear because he knows that this is all he got. So Bivol coming down to take his belts. So he's like, no, we got to have the same conditions as the last contract. Who in the world ever does that? Your rematch is the same conditions exactly as the previous fight. No, you were the A side, he was the B side, you were the champ. I mean, he was the champ, and you challenged and you lost. Now you went out, dropped back down, gonna try to come back, but he deserves a greater payday and everything because he spoke to you the first time. So it's like you can't have the same conditions. He has really stretched the rubber band. You know, the rubber band gets to that point where it's just about to pop.
Just about to break. Yeah.
That's where he's at with his career now. He done stretched it about as far as it could go, and it's getting ready to pop because he doesn't have anywhere to run. And their fighters constantly getting better. People want to put David Morrell in that group and everything, yeah, but not just yet. David Morrell still needs a few more fights and fight from different talent. And I'm not shitting on him. I'm just being honest. But the guys who are already there, they are the ones that he should have been fighting. And when he said, oh, they should fight each other, well, guess what? That's what's getting ready to start happening. But it's going to happen with your belts.
Yup. And lastly, Canelo fans, he don't fight Benavidez. What does he do? He's not fighting Bivol. He's not going to fight Beterbiev. That's a death sentence. He's not going to fight anybody else at 168. What does he do? And mess around. Like we're saying David Morrell is not exactly ready, but he's cooking. He's cooking right now. The longer you wait, and there's 2 or 3 guys behind, David Morrell coming up in the rankings. There's nowhere to go. So that's why Stormy's saying, yo, you might as well just drop the belts. If you ain't going to do nothing with it, drop them. Retire, man. If you ain't going to do nothing with it, shit'll get off the pot. Bullshit, man. Time reveals all truth. Told you this was going to happen. So you don't want to fight Andre. You don't want to fight Charlo. Either one of them. You don't want to fight Benavidez. The Bivol fight's not happening. What do you do? And no one's going to pay you money to fight the Abner Yildirims of the world. And by the way, again, this money that's being offered to you by the PBC, who they said is going bankrupt and all this other weird shit, this is the second time. And this is an easier way to go because last time it was 3 fights. Charlo, Benavidez, and Errol. Now it's just 1 fight with Benavidez. You don't want to take it? What you going to say, Stormy?
Yeah, the worst part of it all, too, is this. He had a better chance against both Andre and Charlo, and he had a different chance against Benavidez when he was still doing some very immature things with his life and stuff. But he has seemingly turned a corner, meaning Benavidez, where he's growing up. He's become more mature. He's getting more mature every day. He done got married or engaged to get married or whatever. His life is coming together, and he's gonna have a whole lot more to fight for now. And Charlo and Andre, they were worshiping him at one time. Remember? And what's that old saying? Never meet your heroes. And the thing is, if he had taken on those guys when they had stardust in their eyes, he had a better chance then.
Yeah.
But now people have had a chance to see your vulnerabilities, the fact that you're slipping, and the arrogance of you. Oh, I represent Mexico and all of that. People are laughing at you, bro. And it's like you have become something diminished.
Yeah.
You reached your zenith and don't even realize it. And so that's why these things become different. You know what I mean? So he's at that point. You look at Earl and Bud. They're 2 different kind of guys as far as, they're at that star status like he is, right? And they just happen to be in the same division. They're finally getting ready to face each other. But neither one of them is not talking about, oh, these other guys, they should fight themselves. If it wasn't them fighting each other, they'd take on those other young guys too. They would, because that's who they are as fighters. Both of them would take them. Did you hear that phone call with Bud on $1 million worth of game talking to Boots over the phone?
Yeah.
Did you see how Boots kind of like stumbled over his words, even though he was lying, saying like, "Oh, we reached out, tried to get you." He's like, "When?" And Boots really couldn't. He didn't give a date, a time, or nothing because he wasn't expecting Bud to call him out like that. Not call him out like let's fight, but say, hey, calling him on what he's saying. And see, that's what a man of conviction will do. Just like Earl, when he said, I ain't fighting Keith Thurman, I'm fighting Bud Crawford. And people kept trying to push Keith Thurman out there. And what do you think about Keith? And yeah, that'll be a good fight. And he said, look, y'all better take the L out of Lover because I ain't fighting him. And he stuck to his guns. That's a man of conviction. You see what I'm saying? He has tunnel vision, looking at what he wants to look at. Canelo is out there enjoying the fanfare, enjoying the pats on the back. He done rubbed elbows with some of those other wealthy people in entertainment and business and everything. And so he has become civilized in that sense. But you can't ride the fence like that. You have to be on one side or the other.
Yeah.
He may not like the fact that those people, oh, he's just a fighter, he's a pug. Well, that's what you are. You get punched in the face for a living. But you can't go over there and try to be on the side with them and put your shades on and your silk what do they call it? Versace shirts and all of that stuff and golf clubs, and then people still look at you, well, that's the face of boxing. No, there's other young lions out there that are ready to take that mantle from your ass lickety split.
Yeah.
And he don't realize it. It has passed him by. Now tell me, where have I lied in any of this?
Facts, man.
Facts on top of facts. Well, wonderful show, fellas. We're gonna bring this to a close. Trick, man, good looking out, man. Let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Trick Nolte, man. Y'all can hit me up on Instagram, Trick_Nolte. I'm Anthony Carter on Facebook. And you can see me sometimes here kicking with the Sensei and Drew Titan on the show on Sundays, man. Both of y'all, my brothers for life, man. I appreciate both of y'all, man.
Much love, man. Stormy, let them know how they can find you, and they act like they don't.
Man, everybody can find me right here on YouTube. Stormy B Man is the channel. That's where it's going down. Tune in. There's a lot of stuff over there for you. You know, we just getting the feet wet.
That's right. And Stormy Shorts coming soon. 30 seconds. You're going to explain a lot. Don't blink. Don't blink. That's another boxing term. Don't blink. You might miss something. You can break down the knockouts and all the simplicity, man. And you already know who I am. You know, I'm on this mic 5 days a week talking boxing, 3 or 4 days a week. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Bear Cave Entertainment. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Painful Excellence podcast. Salute to everybody. Much love and appreciation. I'll be back in the morning talking this boxing. And salute to the GWOAT. She's running things right now.
I love a smile, man. I love to see a woman smiling like that. They're just beaming, you know.
Hell yeah.
That's youth and vigor right there.
And I'll say this, as it stands right now, this woman is indeed the face of boxing as it stands right now. So let's give her roses. Bronx on deck, who catch her on the rebound.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.